doesn't do this.
Make sure these
Oh,
are
cool.
still on.
I'm glad it's staying.
Yeah.
I can't see. Yeah. Pull there. Okay. Okay, does this work? Uh-oh. Does this work? Everyone can hear this? Great. Okay. Let's move close to the microphones and we can get started. Okay. Just behind this. Hopefully. Hey, how are you? Good, thanks. I'm glad that you are here.
Good morning.
Jim's not here? Okay. Bill is. Well, no. I'm talking about Jim Hoffman.
Oh, Jim Hoffman is.
Is he? No, still not here. Okay. Oh, good.
Still preparing those meals.
Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. It was not, we were looking for you, but we found you. All right. Are we all set? All right. I think we're going to start. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here at what really is one of the most exciting announcements that I've had the opportunity to make in a long time. I'll take you back 50 weeks ago. So that is 2 weeks short of 1 year ago. I hosted my State of the City speech here at, I think at that time it was still branded the Jefferson Center. Today we are going to unveil a new name. But 2 weeks short of 1 year ago, I gave my State of the City speech here. The setup was very similar, only I think I was facing the other way and the audience was sitting on these comfortable cushions behind me. But the point was, less than a year ago, with the exception of the guests that were invited to the speech and the staff that was forced to be there, there was no one here. No one was working at this site. The vacancy rate was 100%, and it was a challenge that our community faced. I think everyone knows the history of what happened here at this space. It doesn't need to be rehashed now, but Toledo was the victim of a fraud perpetrated not just on us, but on a number of folks throughout the country. And we found ourselves with a beautiful building, and the tenant that we thought was going to be here was headed elsewhere. And I believe the elsewhere that I don't know if they are currently housed where they are headed, but I know they are on their way. So it was a real challenge. It really was. And I suppose Toledo had the opportunity to go one of two directions. We could have spent our time feeling sorry for ourselves and said, shucks, you know, this didn't work out the way we wanted to, and just kind of taken our ball and gone home. But that's never been Toledo's approach. Toledo is a resilient place, gritty, tough. It's faced adversity before. And I suppose if there's anything good about being, punched in the gut and, falling down, is that when it happens enough, you get good at knowing how to get back up and dusting yourself off and fighting back for a new day. And that's really what today represents. We chose the path of not giving up, not feeling sorry for ourselves or what happened to us, but instead continuing to envision the future that this space could be. So, a year ago, 50 weeks ago, I said I felt that we had a path that within a year that we could have this space 50% occupied, and that within 2 years it could be 100% occupied. That seemed like one of those promises politicians make that never comes true. But I can tell you, with 2 weeks to spare, we have made our deadline, and with today's ribbon cutting, we're celebrating 170 jobs coming to what we're now calling the Innovation Post, which is the anchor of Toledo's social innovation district. 170 jobs, four businesses, and we're going to hear from them in a moment, and they will represent 60% of the available space here. So we said within a year we'd be at 50%. In less than a year we're at 60%. I'm loath to use the promises made, promises kept moniker, because usually the people who use that are lame. And I don't want to be lame today. I want to celebrate our hard work and good fortune. 60% occupied within a year of making the promise, and we believe that by the end of this year we will be at 100% occupancy. This is a good story to tell. This is a story of our community's toughness and vision and stick-to-itiveness, not letting adversity get in our way, and this is another part of the economic comeback of our community. Again, this is not just what's happening here at this site, as exciting as it is. 170 jobs, 60% occupancy, 4 new businesses, focus on innovation and technology. All that's great. But this is really important because this is the hub of a larger district that if you sort of were flying a drone would kind of begin here, but and kind of float that drone maybe over to close to where the museum is. When you think of all those parcels and locations that would be in that footprint, that is going to form the basis of an innovation hub, a district. And this will be the core anchor for it. So we are excited. We're excited we met our deadline. We're excited to see the new faces and new businesses come here and breathe life into this important anchor of our community. It is the Toledo Innovation Post, which is a little bit of an ode to its history. We certainly remember this was Toledo's post office about 100 years ago or so. So to call it the Innovation Post makes all the sense in the world. None of this would have been possible without the help of so many people. Just because they gave me the microphone first doesn't mean that the city played the only or in fact even the most important role. We just really happened to be a facilitator. The people we're about to hear from really are to be thanked for their attitude, their strategic thinking, and their never say die attitude in the face of some real tough challenges. The people we're about to hear from brought us to the celebration that we're having today. The first of several speakers that we're going to hear from is Angela Brandt. She represents ProMedica. I think everyone knows the role that ProMedica played here. ProMedica owns this space. And ProMedica would have been the first entity that could have shrugged its shoulders and said, oh well, didn't work out. See you next time. But that's not its, never been its attitude. Its commitment to Toledo is stronger than that. And so it worked hard to make sure that instead of having a space that in some ways would have acted as a metaphor for something that went wrong, it instead put in the work to make sure that this is a great success story. Again, within 1 year from our speech, 60% occupancy, 170 jobs, on pace to total occupancy by the end of this year, would not have been possible without ProMedica. And so I'd like to introduce Angela Brandt to make some comments. There you go.
Thank you. Good morning. So as the mayor said, almost 6 years ago, ProMedica, alongside many of our dedicated community partners, set out on an inspiring journey to breathe new life into this historic structure. Our mission in that endeavor was not just about preservation, it was tied to our efforts to serve as a catalyst for innovation in Northwest Ohio. Despite some challenges, as the mayor mentioned, including a pandemic along the way, we are thrilled to see this project finally come to fruition. As ProMedica's focus remains on clinically advancing our care for the community, we've engaged with SVN, Ascension Commercial Realty, to oversee the leasing and the management of the Innovation Post. They've been a great partner and working closely with the building's new tenants, who you're going to hear from shortly. The project has been a collaborative effort aimed at energizing the community, stimulating economic development, and supporting the city and the county's ongoing revitalization efforts. The grand opening of the Innovation Post today is an exciting milestone, and we can't wait to see what actually impacts our community moving forward. Thank you. I think we're going. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Eric. We wouldn't be here without our wonderful partnership with the county commissioners. I know we're joined by two of them today, Pete Gerken, who's been a fierce advocate for this space and developing this space, and the president of the Lucas County Commission, who we are going to hear from next, Lisa Sebecki.
Yep.
We'll be brief.
We'll be brief. Thank you, and I'm so excited about this announcement today. We are all celebrating yet another success story in the city and for the county. You know, we talk a lot about the importance of partnerships and collaboration when it comes to continuing our momentum and moving our community forward. And this building with these tenants is a prime example of why partnerships are so important. ProMedica, the City of Toledo, the county have worked together on a shared vision for what this historic space has become. When this project was first started, as stated before, we envisioned an innovation hub for Toledo. I know a lot has changed since those early discussions, but we're celebrating today is a hub, an anchor institution that connects the downtown business district with the uptown district. And I'm happy to see the tenants moving into this building. The folks with Warwick, WorkSprings, Junior Achievement, and Sagala are continuing to invest locally and are signaling a commitment to our community by accompanying this space. And what I've been saying a little bit lately is we've got the grit right here, and now we have the grind. I want to applaud ProMedica for the leadership on this project. And I want to commend the City of Toledo for its continued investment in Uptown and the Junction and Inglewood neighborhoods through the RAISE grant. And I'm excited for Lucas County to continue to be a partner on economic development initiatives in our downtown neighborhoods. And we're going to continue this momentum together, because when we work together, we have great success. And I always say, when you live, work, play, and retire right here in Lucas County, what other place would you want to live? And a project like the Innovation Post here are what makes this possible. Thank you.
Thank you. Very briefly, I want to take us back not 1 year, but almost 6 years ago when this project started, to show the enormity of it and what's done for this neighborhood. When we were down here 6 years ago, as president of the Homelessness Board back then, we were working to move a camp of homelessness people off this site that had engaged here for a long time. Prior to this renovation, this was a sad part of our community. It was a part of hopelessness. Now it is a part of hope. We successfully moved people into housing as the first step, and then this project grew out of what was the roots of some despair and hopelessness is now looking like the hope of the future for this district. And that's because we're really good at one thing around here. We're good at having resilience. You get knocked down, you get knocked down again, you come back. Why is that? And I think it's my feeling. We have public-private partnerships. ProMedica, thank you for your history of our partnerships together. Our new tenants and new visitors, thank you and welcome. We are on that hope spring of the next step. We've come from where we're at. We got knocked down, we're back, we're good at public-private partnerships. We've done it everywhere in downtown and in the region. And thank you to Springwork and Megan, good to see you. She used to work for us too, so she's really, you and I got to look at this one and look different, so thank you. But again, everybody, thank you. This is not the stop of the transition. This is the next way station in the journey. But what a great day it is today. It's finally here. Thank you.
To get to where we are today, let's be honest, we needed to raise a little money. And the person who led that effort more so than anyone else is Jim Hoffman, who wears a lot of hats in our community, but I suppose his hat as the former board chair of the Regional Growth Partnership was the hat he was wearing when he led, I don't know how many tours of this space. I was here when Teresa Gavarone, there were members of Congress were walking through here, members of the state legislature, city council, county government, and others, all with an eye toward trying to raise the funds to make this a reality. We certainly couldn't have done this, Jim, without your leadership and fundraising acumen. So we want to introduce and thank Jim Hoffman for his role.
Well, thank you, Wade. And today is just a really major step forward for our community. It's taken a while to get here, but we're here, and it's so needed. You know, when you look at our community and you benchmark us against other communities, I would say we have an opportunity to do a lot better in innovation and entrepreneurship. This is where new jobs are going to come from for our community. These are where the white-collar jobs will come from. And I see other communities that have made investments like this. And what's nice is we're in a time where technology is creating more opportunity than any time I've seen in my life. And you can do it from anywhere. And if we can take the resources of our public sector and our private sector, put some leadership and some money behind this, and really continue the public-private partnerships that Pete was talking about, that's the way communities move forward. And when we do that in Toledo, we could probably do a few more of them than we do, but when we do them, they're really, really good. You know, you look around at our metro parks, our Imagination Station, our zoo, our downtown, our walleye, our mud hens, those are all examples of the public and private sectors working together to create amazing things. So to me, today is a first step forward in a journey around innovation and entrepreneurship, where we take the rest of the land that the city is going to be investing in and really multiply this into something that really creates great, new, high-paying jobs for our citizens. So congratulations for the team behind me that worked so hard on this. Thanks.
Now we get to hear from representatives of the 4 companies who will represent the first 4 tenants who are bringing those 170 jobs, that 60% occupancy rate, and I'm most excited to hear their perspective, beginning with a gentleman that I met over the phone at the end of last summer in sort of a recruitment pitch that I made to him, Blake Pilgrim from WorTech. He is going to talk about why WorTech chose the Innovation Post, and I can tell you, and we've already gone too long without recognizing the work of Brandon Selhorst, the City of Toledo's Economic Development Director. We were actually in Chicago making the city's bond presentation, and he called and said, you know, you ought to make a call to this company. And he said, look, they're located up sort of in North Toledo right now, but they think they have the opportunity to expand, and more to the point, they're being courted by some locations in Michigan and elsewhere. There's a real possibility that they could leave our community entirely and take not only their current jobs, but the new jobs that they want to create with them. So that was the genesis for my phone call. And Blake is here to talk about WorTech and really his and his company's thinking and why they didn't locate to Michigan or elsewhere and instead decided to be one of the pioneers to redevelop this space. Blake Pilgrim from WorTech.
So we also have Steve Worth here, who's our founder and CEO. So first I want to thank the City of Toledo, RGP, Jobs Ohio, ProMedica, SVN, and even the Toledo Club for helping us find parking spots. WorTech was founded in 1985 by Steve, and really on the genesis or the premise of innovation and an entrepreneurial spirit, right? So 40 years later, this July, WorTech continues to have that innovative and entrepreneurial spirit. And that's really through customer centricity, technology, and our core values that our company lives by. So we're really excited to be downtown here at the Innovation Post. It's exciting for our employees. We're proud to be here. It's exciting for Steve and I as leaders of this company to be located in such a beautiful place, such as the Innovation Post. And as important, we're really excited about the ideas and the vision casting that the city has made for really this innovation district. And we want to be a part of that, not only for recruitment, but also because we want our customers to come here from all over the globe and see what a wonderful place this is and what a wonderful city Toledo is. So, Steve?
All right, thank you. I wanted to get my minute in front of the microphone also. So I just want to reiterate what Blake said. We're excited about being here. Innovation Post, a great name for who we believe we are as a company. I started WorTech 40 years ago, and we continue to innovate and grow. And so it's exciting for us to be in an innovative environment. Our employees are excited about coming down here and being part of this. So this is a win-win situation, certainly for us. So we're super excited about being down here. And so that's a really good thing for us and our company, and it's another step in our growth. And so we've been a Toledo company our entire existence, and this cements this for another 5 years being a Toledo company, and we just want to hope to continue to grow, and we'll see what happens after that. I'm personally excited about being part of this because, I mean, this building is beautiful, and to breathe new life into it and to reimagine it and repurpose this building is exciting for me personally. You know, they just don't build buildings like this anymore, and so to be able to come to work every day in this space is exciting for me, and we're just happy to pay our little part of this to make this all happen, so we're super excited about that also. There's a lot of thank yous being thrown around here today. I want to thank Blake. He was instrumental for WERTEC to make this move down here, and I know there's a lot of other people that I won't even try to name that were involved in it, but we're here, we're excited, we're going to be moving in the next maybe month, by end of March for sure, that's the plan. So we're super excited about being here, so thanks to everybody involved in that. We're just looking forward to rolling up our sleeves, moving down here and getting back to work and growing more.
The next representative of one of the entities that's going to be located here at the Innovation Post is a woman who knows a thing or two about creating jobs and economic development. She was sort of introduced before by Commissioner Gerken. She is Megan Vehi-Kaseri from WorkSpring. She is here to talk about a little bit about what WorkSpring does and why WorkSpring has chosen to locate from outside of Toledo here into the core of our city. Megan.
Okay. Well, good morning. On behalf of our board of directors and our team, many of whom are here with us today, we really do want to say thank you to Mayor Kapsakevich and Toledo Economic Director Brandon Selhorst, Commissioner Sebecki, Commissioner Gerken, the team at ProMedica, outstanding, Jim Hoffman, Dean Monsky, and the RGP team, and especially Tim Schlachter at SVN. This historic building, originally built as a post office, at its core has always connected people. And everything that we do at WorkSpring is about helping businesses with their most valuable asset, their people, and connecting them together. We help companies with every stage of the employee life cycle: recruitment, training, wellness, and everything in between. But what makes us unique, the differentiator, is our team and our expertise. WorkSpring began in 1950 when we were first known as the Northwestern Ohio Industrial Council, and up until recently, the Employers Association. We were formed to provide businesses with the resources necessary to speed their expansion and attract companies to the area, which would then in turn create new jobs, create existing job opportunities, and enhance investments in our area. While we've seen many changes over the years, one thing has remained constant: our unwavering commitment to serving our hundreds of members and the industries that they support. 75 years ago, we were in the old Board of Trade building at Madison and St. Clair. And today, I'm proud that we're returning to downtown Toledo as one of the first tenants in this beautifully reborn place. Choosing the Innovation Post as our new headquarters just makes sense. I mean, look at this place. It's absolutely stunning. Like Toledo, this building is strategically located and easy to find. It has modern amenities and technological capabilities that will help us serve our members better. And we get to share the space with these wonderful companies and many more in the future. Our business is to help businesses and their employees do well. And when they do well, so too does our region, and so too does our state. Simply put, WorkSpring's mission is to help our members achieve their missions. And we do that through partnerships, we do that through hard work, and we do that through innovation. We and the many people who worked tirelessly on this project weren't here 114 years ago to lay the building's cornerstone, but we are here today as the founders of its rebirth and the many possibilities that lie ahead. Thank you.
All right, we're going to hear from two more representatives of our tenants, and we're excited to hear from both of them. I think I'm too tall. Bill Bissett who is the president of Lord's University, is here also representing junior achievement. Junior achievement is going to be one of the tenants here at the Innovation Post, and Bill's going to make some remarks about their investment in the space.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm very pleased to be here on behalf of Jim Pollock, Executive Director of Junior Achievement in Northwest Ohio, an organization that I think epitomizes partnerships and collaborations and innovation. Jim asked me to speak because of the innovative partnership that Lord's University and Junior Achievement has kicked off in the last year called the Fifth Year Program, a program that has been absolutely transformational for 26 young people in our community, a program that will grow to 60 students, we think, next year, in an example of what organic spitballing planning can do when a public and private entity comes together to benefit the community and the people within the community. I think that this is a perfect location for junior achievement. It will lend itself to more opportunities for, again, collaboration and partnership with the corporate and nonprofit entities that make up the city of Toledo in Northwest Ohio, and will absolutely add to what already is vibrant conversations that are taking place with community partners and potential community partners in junior achievement. And again, I am so pleased to act as an example at Lord's University in junior achievement for what can happen when people come together to think of ways to benefit those that make up the community of Northwest Ohio. Again, the vibrancy that will obviously be part of this facility and Junior Achievement's presence in this space will only add to more programs like Fifth Year. And again, I think I can speak on behalf of all of our friends at Junior Achievement to say they cannot wait to get here and continue to do all the good things that they do for this region and for this community. So thank you very much.
Last but not least, I want to welcome Vijay Soni. I think I pronounced that right. I'm typically suspicious of people with difficult to pronounce last names. Representing our fourth and final and certainly our most international business that is going to be located here at the Innovation Post, Segula Technologies USA, which is a company that has its roots in France, I believe in France, so truly an international provider of engineering and other engineering-related services. I think their American headquarters is in Michigan, and now they're going to be in Toledo at the Innovation Post. I want to hear from Vijay and Segula Technologies.
I'm the Managing Director of Segula Technologies USA, and I'm joined by my two colleagues, Scott, who's our Chief Operating Officer, and Colin, who heads our tech center here. And a little bit about Segula, Mayor touched upon it. We are a global engineering services company. Global headquarters is in France, and we have, globally more than 15,000 people, close to €1 billion in revenue. We are operating in 30 countries. In US, we are headquartered in Michigan, and we already have an engineering center there. So this will be our second largest engineering center here in US. And there are three key reasons we selected Toledo. Of course, number one is we have a long history with Toledo. The company we acquired in 2016, ATI, they have been operating here since 80s. We used to have an office here which got closed post-COVID, so it's like homecoming for us, right? So that's really good. Second, this is a strategic location for us because we operate in like automotive, industrial clients, 2/3 of our business is there. So Toledo is a strategic location, proximity to our customers, within 2 to 3 hours driving distance. We have a lot of our key clients here. And then, a lot of our engineering talent, right, senior engineering talent, they are already based in Toledo, right? And a lot of engineering colleges here nearby. So we expect to, grow this center over a period of time and make it a world-class engineering center for us, and serve not just, the local clients. And Mayor talked about 170 jobs, but I think the impact that we can make through this center is much larger for our global clients and clients in US, North America, et cetera, right? And lastly, Scott, who's our Chief Operating Officer, he's lived all his life in Toledo, is studied here, grown up here, and so he'll be our heading this center. So we are really looking forward to exciting times here. So thank you so much, and look forward.
All right, as we conclude, sorry, I'm getting choked up. As we conclude, just some logistical housekeeping things so we know what is about to happen. I think we're going to do an actual ribbon cutting, so there will be some pomp and circumstance that those of you in the media who are interested in participating in, I assume it will involve a large pair of scissors, and that's going to happen as soon as we conclude speaking, which is going to happen here just in a few seconds. I would be remiss, though, if I didn't identify a few other faces in the crowd that I see, and of course, as soon as I do this, I'm going to forget important people, but I see Mac Driscoll, who's a member of Toledo City Council and really involved downtown with Connect Toledo and some other things. Great member of City Council. Mac, if you want to wave. I think Mac is the only member of council. Is there anyone that I'm not seeing? Okay, so Mac Driscoll. I saw Brian Dickin from the Toledo Chamber of Commerce in the back. I see Vince from SSOE right front and center, who's just been an anchor in this part of Toledo since the 1940s. SSOE is doing more and more. Just made a very generous donation to Hope Toledo, among other things. So we need to lift up SSOE and what it's doing, and a place like SSOE, I think, can benefit from the activity and the action that's going to be happening in and around the Innovation District. I introduced Brandon, our Economic Development Director. See Matt Hireman, focuses on economic development for the county, and so many others. I know I'm gonna miss someone, but I don't want to miss Yuri. Also, we're last but not least. Even though he cannot bend spoons with his mind, like the only other Yuri I know. And you have to be a certain age to even get that reference. I don't even think anyone else can. But Yuri is with ProMedica, and for a number of years has been sort of the person showing off this space. And I know when we were here a year ago, it was pretty empty and pretty lonely, and I'm happy for him today that this space is so much more full than it has been. Last thing I'll say is this as we conclude. I joked about Jim Huffman's role in helping to raise a little money to make sure that this could happen. Unfortunately, sometimes there are voices in our community that can be a little cynical. Fortunately, they're outnumbered by folks who believe in Toledo and its vision and potential, but every once in a while the voices of the cynics get loud. And I think if I had a nickel for every time one of those cynics said, this will never happen, the Jefferson Center is going to be vacant forever, just another sort of black mark on Toledo's history. If I had a nickel for every time I heard someone say that in the last couple of years, Jim wouldn't have needed to raise any money because I would have been a trillionaire. But the reality is Toledo doesn't give up. We aren't dissuaded by voices like that because we know that Toledo's a hard-working town that has faced adversity, that has been dealt setbacks on this project and in other ways over the years, but it always keeps getting back up. It always dusts itself off and comes back and rejoins the fight. I think that's the story of this Innovation Post more than anything else, and that's why this is such an exciting day. Again, though the full history began 6 years ago, I go back to I was standing right about 20 feet away from here a year ago, and we promised this place would be more than half occupied within a year. We beat the deadline by 2 weeks. In fact, we're more than half, it's 60%. And we think we're going to be 100% occupied by the end of this year, which is an indication and this space, again, of a larger extent toward the museum, with the sort of technological, science-based job creation, economic activity that allows successful cities to grow. So with that, thank you everyone for your role in making this possible, in particular ProMedica. Can't say enough for the role they played. Thank you all of you for joining us. And now we will let Amy guide us to where we're supposed to go to have the ribbon cut. Do we just stay right here? Yep. We're just going to stay right here. So I guess we're going to cut ribbons. Thank you very much. All right, is everyone all set? All right, on the count of three, we're going to snip this and the innovation post will be open. You ready? 1, 2, 3.